Greetings, Moon and Star. Today I'm carrying on from Joshua Graham and will read to you the Saga, Part 1, Episode 2. The battle continues. Now where were we? The lowlander begins to charge, and yet the sage holds him back. Behold, the power of the Mangekyo Sharingan, Aaron shouts as his glowing red eyes spin into a peculiar pinwheel shape. He begins to clasp his hands. Out of the ground around him, a glowing blue muscle system begins to apparate. The battlefield goes quiet. The foreboding clouds that Haka had fittingly brought with him split. As two massive meteors plummet towards the army of Haka, the lowlander stands in awe. The meteors fall to earth as flame billows from them. I've not seen power like this since the end times, Bradley stammers, the power of the Nozaki coming to bear. Though now is no time to be awestruck. Bradley leans down. His elemental manipulation of fire surges through his sword. The steel glows into a white-hot glowing flame. His stance firm and his clutch more so, the lowlander looked above. Ancestors, lend me your power, this once! A sudden surge of power surges through him, with his eyes glowing white. He prepares for the fight ahead. Aaron lowers his hands. The glowing specters above him fade as the sage closes his eyes. He reaches to his left in a spiraling black hole that the sage reaches inside, drawing out a great war fan of his grandfather's design. Aaron takes his stance and cracks his knuckles. The remaining heavy armor on his body discarded for mobility. He pauses and the meteors clash against the ground, wiping away swaths of forest and leaving massive craters, killing hundreds of soldiers. The remaining soldiers that bear upon them are cleaved and chopped, and out of the crowd steps one of the horsemen, Kermit, looking upon the sage, taking in his anger. You are a Nozaki, yes? You are a formidable opponent, but those eyes cannot save you. The frog taunts as the sage runs his hand along the flat of the war fan. With these eyes, I will personally see that you will answer for your crimes here. You and all the horsemen, Aaron shouts back before turning his gaze to the lowlander. Hey, I could use some help. Bradley assesses the situation and knows what to do. He takes his stance, flaming sword drawn. Kermit knew of the fight to come. He turns to look at General Yoda, the driving force behind the Syrian civil war. He ignites his lightsaber. A broken man and last Nozaki you are. Nothing compared to our skills. The fallen Jedi grumbles with his weird accent. This is to be a battle long fought. However, the power that surges through their veins would let them stand a chance. Bradley dealt the first blow, sweeping his blade across the frog's waist. Aaron tenses his left eye while keeping his gaze upon the Frog Lord. He shouts, Kamui! As a spiraling black hole from before focuses offensively out at Kermit. He attempts to evade and dodge the strange power, but the vortex engulfs Kermit's right arm and severs it, leaving only a shredded mess of a stump as his arm falls into the black hole's depths. You know the power of my clan, yet underestimated me, and so you lose your sword arm. The sage mocks while shaking his head. Kermit spits blood at Aaron, and a backhand from the sage sends him to his knees. I have taught him some manners. How about you finish him? I will entertain Yoda. The lowlander hears the sage through the screams and clashes of myriad blades. He takes a deep breath and runs. This battle has done so much to his mind, and it's clear that it will get worse from here. Catching the frog by surprise, the lowlander lunges towards Kermit with his gleaming blade, attempting to run him through, but Kermit controls the soul stream and has seen the art of Bradley's ancestors. Kermit steps aside, sweeping Bradley, making him fall on his back, leaving Bradley scrambling to his feet. Angered, he recovers just in time as Kermit descends upon him, after establishing some distance between them. Bradley reaches deep within himself once more, and draws the ancestral power he had been granted into a massive blast of energy. It ruptures the sky above and sends the frog flying back, pushed to his limits. Kermit draws from the dark forces and reaches into the soul stream. The passing souls scream for help, though Kermit has only one soul in mind. Just as Bradley gets close enough to strike, the frog pulls the fading soul of Isolde from beyond. She contorts, her face twisted in pain. She could be alive again, lowlander. She could be with you. Kermit beckons. All you have to do is betray your ally. Betray the sage. Aaron hears this and pauses his advance to Yoda. He notices yet does not strike. He may be a murdering bastard, but even a murdering bastard gets curious. The sage locks eyes with the lowlander and says, "Bradley, this is not my place to choose, it's yours." The sage postulates. Bradley meets his gaze, the pain he had concealed beginning to surface. He knows what he must do. So, Nerevar, that was the Saga Part 1, Episode 2. There will be more episodes to come. Farewell.